So what is the obsession of Damaras with the organ in the music?
Yes. It's like the concertina and Boeremus.
Yeah.
What's the obsession with the organ?
Yeah. Why with every Damara song, there's a place where it's just the organ.
It's just the organ.
And one thing that you should know is that most of the Damara artists they sing according to the organ.
Yeah.
So when the organ goes ba, 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 then you will hear oh there are Chris. That's how we
So is there any song that you can make without an organ?
Nope.
That's saliverking.
You can even if you say it's a Damara Punch song, you cannot do it without organ. So even if you put in even if it's a love song, goes like ba da da da, there will be a part where the organ just goes like ba 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 ba.
Is Kofi, is there a specific instrument that makes your sound? That you can't,
music.
No. Except for umpa. What I'm saying is a specific
for me
instrument that you cannot do without if you do music.
Yeah, guitar.
Guitar.
Yeah.
Not
that I can play the guitar.
I understand.
I can't play the guitar, but a guitar. Most of my songs have got guitar leads in it.
Nee.
Yeah.
Okay. But I want to know, is umpa music
German?
So what sound?
It's boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
boom,
boom, boom.
trumpets
Trumpet.
and
So can you do
trombones.
umpa music without a trumpet?
No, you can't.
Not really, no.
Yeah,
No,
you see, that's just
yeah.
organ for ons.
Ja.
Yes.
En net soos Heroes met die autotune.
Nee, maar die Heroes is ook very obsessed with an organ.
Ja, maar vir hulle doen die ding nee, maar hulle moet autotune opset. Hy sê like hulle moet die.
So it goes with autotune.
Ja, die autotune man, die effects wat hulle sit op die voices.
Aha, I see. Okay.
Oh, Satama.
And there you go, and that's the identity
Yes.
of each and every tribe in Namibia.
Yeah.
We all have our little corner,
Overisha is like
Yes.
it's not Overisha song
and it's
is not
what makes
Overisha
us so
song
beautiful.
without naming people.
You are so
Yeah.
right, Neville.
You gotta name people.
We all have our little corners.
We all have our little corners, and that is what the contrasting, beautiful Namibia. That is what makes us.
But now I want to hear, I think it's the Damaras.
Yeah.
When they have festivals. over weekends. Make it Friday or Saturday nights in particular. So remember Swartzy, the guy from Mikkeljes,
Oh, Swartzy,
who did the sound.
The late Swartzy, yeah.
I once went with him. I think it was a Damaras. We were on the soccer field in Karatura. And it was 10 o'clock at night, and there were hardly any people. There was a big stage for the music artists, and it became 11 o'clock, and there was basically no one.
Nee?
Neville at 11:45 that evening. Toe kom daar hordes mense with their cars and their cool boxes and everything. They started that festival at 12 o'clock at night. Why is that? Yeah. And that festival went on until 5:30 in the morning or something like that. And when the sun came up, everybody got up and went home. Hoekom begin julle party so laat in die
Ons
nag?
het plekke waar ons eers moet gaan charge. Ons moet gaan quick charge daar. So
Okay.
ons gaan drink, daar is so plekkies daar in die Toera waar ons eers gaan heren
Alright.
rommel, Shuli in, Karukuno.
Ja.
Ons gaan drink groot winkels en dan 12 uur, dan maak die plekke toe.
En dan begin die party.
Dan moet ons 'n plek gaan soek.
But Kofi,
You will never see that happening in Pioniers Park. Pioniers Park is 'n ordentlike plek.
Do you guys even have a
Die
festival?
party sal voor 12 Saterdag aand ophou. Sondag is kerkdag.
is kerkdag. Nee wat?
Ons kom ry verby met ons cool boxe terwyl julle kerk toe gaan.
Oh, Namibia is so unique.
It's very unique and it's very much the same in all black tribes.
Right.
It's not just selective to Damaras. Any party in Katutura, it like the show that you do talk about.
Right.
And it's like Mitch says, people first go to a wedding, go to a birthday party, go to a this. Let's go and support there, go and support. Hey, but we need to go to the stadium. Swartzy and Kofi's wedding. Laat hulle fucking wag. Ons kom. 12 o'clock. Kofi, I'm telling you, we would have, me and Lazarus, we would have our comedy shows in Oshakati.
Right.
And at Oshakati Country Lodge. That's where we normally have had our comedy shows. We would start at 8 sharp.
Right.
Then the place is just the two first rows that there are people.
Okay.
I swear we start doing the routine. By 10 we're almost done.
Dan kom hulle.
Daar kom die wambus in.
En jy sal oorbegin.
Nee. What?
Wat die?
What is this?
The show is finished. Aye. You have to start over.
En so kom ek maar my mond gehou, ek doet jy van die noorde praat.
Africa has got the time.
But do not do that mistake and come to Marindal or to Keetmans and your show starts late.
Oh, it's different there.
Oh my Keetmans.
Hulle gooi klippe.
You gonna learn.
Nee?
So ek het 'n show. Maar so die show was so 'n vlak man.
Yeah.
So ek het eers
Okay,
gesoek.
some of your keywords are in Afrikaans. People need to understand.
Okay. So I had a show and the show was like in a complex, like it's a sports field. So because we couldn't get a whole community hall or something because they had beauty pageants and what, and the tickets were bought. It's like $30. That's what the tickets were. I had the number on my stoop tour.
Okay.
So it was not, the tickets were sold out. I had like about 300 something people there, and I was like cool. But then I was driving from Lutrans.
Oh, okay.
So I already had my attire on and what, but I just drove a little bit late. I was like an hour late, probably to the show.
Little bit late.
Oh, maar ek dink
You
was hulle
called
kom en
it-
kom drink bietjie. Dis mos stalletjies en goede. While I was driving in Neville, me and and the guy, the photographer for the Janigi and the Red Bull sponsorship guy, ons hoor net, no, the car had like this tinted windows.
Yeah.
Ons hoor net, Michiki, kom hier. Ons moet nou hier so staan en dan moet hy hierdie tyd kom. Vat die soundbox uit, vat die sound. These people wanted to kill me. But I'm driving through them like this and they have my sound box, the
Julle
mixers
sal-
and stuff. Hulle draai die goede uit en sê ek het
Julle sal
gelag.
hoor.
Ay, die mense speel nie. Hulle sal jou goede vat, nee, want jy sal jou goede met die refund gaan terugvat.
Like what happened to me and Las also one evening in Walfish Bay. We had a show in Walfish Bay, so we also turned up late. We were like 20 minutes late. The whole front row German contingent
Right.
is bedonderd vir ons. Hulle sê, as jy only starts the show now?
That's the only stats show now.
Ek sê, ai, toch, German precision. Voorsprong, die techniek. Hulle sit daar, maar hulle lag. Say, no, you must not be late. We were sitting here since 8 o'clock. It's
I
20
know.
minutes past 8.
In Germany, if the train leaves at 8 o'clock, it leaves at 8 o'clock.
Kak, man.
Not
Hulle
at
kan
2
net
minutes
ophou.
past 8. Not at 2 minutes to 8. It leaves at 8 o'clock.
I've experienced that in Germany.
We have a wagge bietjie exception here.
Ja.
Oh, maar
Wagge bietjie,
Transnamme.
my ma kom man. Ou man kom nog aan.
Transnamme will say, ooh, what's a train? What's a train you talking about? What train are you talking about?
And we will be speaking about that a little bit in the main news bulletin, probably, I guess. I don't know if you have that in the news
I've
bulletin.
got lots of surprises.
Yeah. Natalie, goeiemorgen and a very good morning to my baby daddy Shines. Ai, elotse. Hey.
Die mense
Penda
grap so
Nali.
dan is hulle swanger.
Ja, Penda Nali, good morning. Sebi, ha, ja, is grootwinkels so. Is grootwinkels, Mohausie Boli, vir wie is Shines eindelijk, vir jou of vir Vanessa Koeibe? Mohau, kan jy net Vanessa se naam uit jou mond uit los? Leave Vanessa's name out
Out
your
of mouth.
Ja, asseblief. The hero is up and dancing. I see gonna morgen alle samen, sê Estomich. Never kom asseblief vir dansklasse. Want so kan jy regtig nie Damra Punch dans nie. Nie op my watch nie. Kom laat ek vir jou 3-0 op Natalie. That song reminds me more of Namibia, more so in that vernacular, even though I have listened to other music, but the effect of that vernacular is just striking. More so, it's an authentic Namibian beat for me, not a fusion or of other regional beats. Just love it, says Trini Ndlovu. Trini, I believe a lot of South Africans define their tribal knowledge through Damara. Because I get this a lot whenever I'm in South Africa, whenever I'm in Joburg or in Cape Town. If people hear that I'm from Namibia, hey, you are from Namibia. Hi, boy, man, you are from Namibia. So you are Damara. So, and it very much stems from the early influence of our soccer players who went to play for Kaizer Chiefs, like Mohammed Oseb, Robert Noseb,
yes.
and those guys. They were Damara. And as a result, because a lot of our national players were Damara players, and they became friends with South Africans back then. So so there are many tribes in Namibia, but yeah, I know South Africans they define their knowledge of culture a lot through Damaras. Natalie sê hy is net baby daddy, net sy my kind kan nie rara nie. Koffie, show your moves so stiff.
I'm an old man.
Ek het 'n bushe hierso. Môre ek kan nie jou naam sê nie. Môre bushe. Yeah. If somebody has the same name as you, you call him bushe. That is what we call. Teshon. Ek is bly man, jy's out of the block list. I don't know how you got
gonna
there.
learn.
I don't know how you got there in the first place, my guy. Bright Saber says, you won't understand the keyboard unless you are Damara. Dit gee die hele smak en beat. Amma sê toch, Bright. Amma sê toch. Welcome now, behave. I am tired of you getting blocked every week. Say him. Thanks, Hannes, for bailing me out. The liver is back. Môre van die noorde af, anyone in Oshakati or so Jason Oshakati Buddha. Ousie, die koek was vreeslik lekker. Het gesmaak vir nog best moist cake ever. Cake was baked with love. That's all I can say. Norma, ek het jou koek gisteraand geëet met rooibos tee at home. Jou koek smaak. So, waar jou koek smaak. As jy vir die hele week by die huis kan bly, sal jy koek kry, sal dit self bak. Vir wie sê jy? Smile, thank you. It was my baby sister that baked it. Ons wil jou baby sister ken. Wie is sy? Jy word aanben en die eerste ding wat jy doen is om MMC audience te kop smokkel. Sê alles. Guys, thank you very much. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Yes, it's Thursday.
Yeah.
Just to let everybody know, Kofi will not be on the morning mix tomorrow.
And I will be reading the news.
And Mitch will be reading the news tomorrow. Help us all.
Are you ready? Luister, Luister, Kofi. Since you are not here tomorrow,
yes,
can you do proper justice to the news today?
I will do that.
Hopefully the justice that will reverberate through this studio will remain even for the session for tomorrow.
Yes.
That we don't miss you at all.
What are you saying there will not be news tomorrow?
We are just insinuating.
We have a responsibility towards our viewers and listeners out there.
Ella.
We cannot, just because Kofi is not there, not have the news.
Tindi sal daar wees, Kofi. Jay sal vir ons 'n voice note.
Ella,
Jay.
luister.
Jay.
Gaan jy Tsumeb toe?
Ek sal.
So you're going to be in Tsumeb this weekend?
Yes, Kofi will be in Tsumeb with all the motorbike people.
Okay, but are you going to be on a motorbike yourself?
No.
Okay.
I'm not that irresponsible.
Yeah. Nee, jy doen nie daai nie. Yeah.
Since 1989, I don't do that anymore.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Norma Guth, my sister, too sweet of you. If Mitch will be reading the news, can we just leave the news part tomorrow?
The brutal honesty of our audience.
Dis vol dinge. Koffie? Hit it off.
Informanté News. Firm but fair.
This is Informanté Live, and these are our top stories. The Development Bank of Namibia and the Development Bank of Southern Africa have confirmed a loan of about 2.6 billion Namibia dollars finance for Transnamib. The loan announcement may just be the saving grace for the National Rail Company after it was issued a letter by Challenge Air SA, which demanded that Transnamib pay its debt of 161 million Namibia dollars to them or face a liquidation court battle. Martin Inkumbi, the CEO of the Development Bank of Namibia, stated that the loan will be used for remanufacturing of rolling stock, acquisition of new rolling stock, modernization of the Transnamib workshop, upgrading of signaling equipment, including spares and associated equipment. The Development Bank of Namibia and the Development Bank of South Africa have a long-standing relationship that is governed by a Memorandum of Understanding. The memorandum enables both banks to jointly participate in the financing of infrastructure projects in Namibia. Public Enterprises Minister Leon Jooste recently informed President Hage Geingob of his decision to resign as a member of the Cabinet and a member of Parliament. The resignation, which was shared in a letter addressed to the President on the 15th of March, was accepted by Geingob and will take effect as from the 31st of March, or in other words, today. The Ministry of Public Enterprises will therefore be wound up and its functions will be integrated with the Ministry of Finance as recommended by the high-level panel of the Namibian economy in 2021. Geingob praised Jooste for having led the Ministry of Public Enterprises with dedication, noting that he played an important role in nation building. The President also thanked Jooste for his contributions to the establishment of the Ministry of Public Enterprises and for his determination in ensuring reforms of public enterprises through the enactment of the Public Enterprises Governance Act of 2019. Though COVID-19 cases have been on the decline in many parts of the world, the latest highly transmissible Omicron subvariant, known as BA2, has been dominating in many countries. The BA2 subvariant, which was at first identified in South Africa and branded the stealth variant, as it is difficult to detect, is said to be more contagious than the other Omicron variants, namely BA1 and BA1.1. According to the World Health Organization, BA2 differs from BA1 in its genetic sequence, and data suggests that BA2 appears inherently more transmissible than BA1. Studies have determined that BA2 has a growth advantage over the other subvariants. The new subvariant, which led to Shanghai in China's latest lockdown, recently became the leading COVID-19 variant in the world, particularly in Asian and European countries. Fortunately, Namibia is one of the countries that have been spared in this regard. However, caution is still advised. Your Trustco share price today, the 31st of March, is at $1.25 per share. Taking a brief look at the financial indicators, the Namibia dollar is trading against the US dollar at 14 Namibia dollars and 50 cents, against the euro at 16 Namibia dollars and 20 cents, and against the British pound at 19 Namibia dollars and 10 cents. This is Informanté Live, and these were our top stories. You can find more on our website, which is informante.web.na.
Informanté News. Informanté News. Firm but fair.
And it is the third week of our Easter competition on Informanté Live. This week's competition is a photo shoot with compliments from AB Photography. You stand a chance to win a voucher to the value of 1,500 Namibia dollars for a photo shoot. All you have to do is type hashtag AB Photography in the comments section of the competition post on our Informanté Live Facebook page. This week's competition will end the 30th of March, and winners will be announced on social media.
B1, B2, what's it?
BA.
BA.
B2,
Black Africans.
the Omicron B2 variant.
It sounds like a road in Namibia.
Yes,
We have the B1 road
yes. But this
that
is
runs from here to up to Oshakati.
Right.
It's most the B1.
right.
Okay, so where's the B2?
The B2 will come to our Namibian shores in May. And it's the Omicron B2 variant.
Oh.
If I read this, I just see the word lockdown and shut down and go home. And alles
Guys,
wat daarmee
I'm
gepraat word.
moving. Ek sal trek. I'm
Waar naartoe?
moving to Getmans. Out of this country. Ek sê julle.
They gaan Getmans toe.
You say if there's another lockdown, you are out.
I'm out of this country. I'm going to Getmans. Ek sal nie 'n ander lockdown kan survive nie, never. Ek sal nie kan.
I'll be dead. Seriously.
Vader van Getmans.
I will not take
Survive it.
another. I will not survive another. lockdown.
Let the Namibian Church Council start advising the churches to pray that this B1 and B2 doesn't come to
But
us.
we all know whose fault it's going to be. Walvis Bay.
Ah!
It's going to be Walvis Bay fault.
Of as waarde. There's this conspiracy theory
Right.
that every 100 years there's a pandemic.
Every 100 years.
So we must have ours now.
It's come out like every 100 years.
Yeah, but we are in that 100-year pandemic now. We had the Spanish flu back then. So now it is now what it is now.
The Great Plague was also 100 years
Yeah,
before. So that moet gebeur. They butchered it that way. These guys, they were like,
I must also say, I feel a little offish today.
Kaufman,
Let me not cough too much.
You know what we should
Cough
do?
man.
The first person.
Hannes cough man.
Yeah. Legend guy. You know, but there's
Hannes
always
Kaufman.
that patient zero must never. There's always patient zero must.
Yeah.
So when we get that guy at Valvis, we must just ship him
Where to?
somewhere else.
But was patient zero not these two Romanians that was up here at this guest house?
Why didn't we delete them? Maswar, like if we know this is the problem, why don't we solve it? Why should we be like?
Guys,
I don't understand why we are doing this. Kijk, I cannot. I will not be able to deal with another lockdown. Ek is jammer ouens, maar
Ek speel nie saam nie. Koffie, anyway, talking about lockdowns and what.
Right.
Gee toch maar vir ons die nommers.
Die nommers. Okay, at the moment, active cases in Namibia, 164. Newly confirmed cases, only 7. With 15 recoveries. So it's coming down. 0 deaths. So it's good news again for all of us.
I can say with all confidence, Richard Henkert, if you are on the stream, ek het gister dubbel seker gemaak. The road in front of Robert Mugabe Clinic is open. That road is open.
Ek dink Koffie onthou nie, nee, die dag van Jane Richard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because I was saying that the road was open.
Right.
And Richard Henkert came on the stream. Hey, man het my kak vertel. Hey, Jay vat gaan. Jay kom sê die pad is oop. Ek het teen hy pad vasgery. Jay moenie kom vals. Hey, die man het my my geslap hier op die show.
Waar is hy?
We drove past each other yesterday afternoon on the Western Bypass. I think he was on his way to Brakwater and I was on my way home. Toe salute ons net mekaar. Richard,
Ons mis jou, man.
die pad is oop. He did speak about yesterday. He did mention, I think his comment yesterday, and I forgot to read his comment, because he was saying, hey, Neville, moenie kom nonsens praat nie. Me and my sister, we both stay in Windhoek. I have not seen my sister in 6 months. I think it was on the discussion that we had yesterday about family, etc., etc., etc. So that's basically, we sincerely hope that this is just powder puff that will stay there in China and it will not come over here. Give Mitch the script beforehand, says Mutumba. Imagine Mitch reading news on April Fool's Day. How poetic, says Jürgen Kesem. Can Koffie please read tomorrow's news in advance? Not Mitch, please. Hey, Tangeni, who asked you? Who asked you for your opinion on this show? So,
Devil, look, if it is God's will for me to read the news
then
tomorrow,
it's God's will.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Hoekom moet jy in die planne van die Here staan? Die evangelie moet verkondig word.
Mutumba says, did Transnami buy trains from China that didn't fit on our rail? What? Transnami bought trains that did not fit on our railway. Mukurwanchi. Natalie says, now that we on this bailout of Transnami of 1 billion, can you please tell me why the SWAPO government also didn't bail out our national airline?
Exactly. Exactly.
Let
me just bring in, on that comment. We mustn't forget about Leon Jooste when we talk about
of course.
in Namibia.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about
because
these
everybody seems to be running for the hills now.
Yeah, exactly.
Resigning and all that stuff.
Kunint Lovu says, Mutumba, you do not say Bafo. Prasa cocked up the very same way. Kuhambani and clack. Prasa went the same way, Kini. And I know there with Prasa in South Africa, in Mzansi, in South Africa, that guy from Prasa, that man het gaan steal. You know, if you are in these positions that allows you to have the stroke of your pen,
yes,
that gives the
authority,
the authority to Koffie,
who's married to my daughter, and her auntie in our womb. Just keep it in the family. Move. Just keep it in the family. Steel van die mense en hou dit by die familie.
Moau says, it only looks like a bailout. It's a way to sink Transnami deeper into their highway to liquidation is prepared and awaiting their grand entrance. There's a new world order, says Dante Lovu. At this moment in time, I think you're probably referring to the B2 variant that is on its way in May, like Koffie says. Moau says, Vanessa, ek het mos 'n swak hart, Maar ek moet vir jou sê, Natalie is besig met shines in your absence. Vanessa says, wow, ek sien so, maar dis niks. Ek ken waar staan ek en my shines. Elot sê. Vanessa, ek was dinsdag met Jerry, Caroline en my arme gelewer het seer gekry. Gerry kom in Hina. Waar drink julle waar ons nie saam is nie? Wessa Monster said Transnamib is the country's biggest real estate agent. Mutumba says, Kalfi, wasn't there a deal where we bought trains from China that didn't work here in Namibia a while ago?
I remember something like that. There was something in the past. We can just perhaps maybe go and Google it.
Yeah.
If anybody's out there on Google, maybe just go and Google.
Yeah, maybe let's quickly touch on the resignation of Leon Jooste.
Yes.
As we say, Leon Jooste, the outgoing public enterprise minister Leon Jooste, yesterday fell short of announcing his immediate plans after resigning from both cabinet and parliament.
Yes.
The presidency confirmed Jooste's resignation plans yesterday afternoon. Ek lees net gou 'n brief statement by Jooste. Jooste says he's got multiple plans, but not immediately. I first need to restore my family after being an absent husband and father for the past 2,567 days. Jooste briefly told the New Era. Yeah.
So, okay, Neville. It's now Kalfi talking.
Ja, okay. Ek luister
So
net.
you are the president of a country. You have specifically a Ministry of Public Enterprises with a Minister of Public Enterprise. And your national airline goes down the drain. And your national rail line goes down the drain to the degree that it now has to borrow 2.6 billion Namibia dollars. Otherwise, it stands in the firing line of a liquidation with Challenge Air South Africa, who now demand back their 161 million Namibia dollars. So you get 2.6 billion. You pay away the 161 million Namibia dollars so that you don't get liquidated. And then we've borrowed all this money from the Development Bank of Namibia and the Development Bank of South Africa, probably at an interest rate, for building up of remanufacturing of rolling stock, acquisition of new rolling stock, modernization of the Transnamib workshop, upgrading of significant equipment, including spares and associated equipment. Would you, as a president, not also be a little bit pissed off at the Ministry of Enterprises? Because now the Ministry of Enterprises is going to be, what do you call it, dismantled, and it then will fall, those roles will fall into the Ministry of Finance. So, big failure. Huge. I just see failure.
Kyk, ek sê, you know what? Yesterday when I saw the first announcement coming through, and I and I sent a message to, because we're on one WhatsApp group with Leon, and I just said, Leon Nieman. That's all I said on the WhatsApp group, and he answered back immediately, and he just said, "Yeah, that's so." So, and I think Leon's resignation was on the cards. We just knew. I think as things happened, as his ministry was basically incorporated into the Ministry of Finance, etc., and all that has happened with Air Namibia, etc. This was just, the writing was just on the wall for me.
Sure.
Yeah. So.
Sure.
Yeah. I think, Kalfi, we sit with the situation that we lost Air Namibia.
Yes.
It surely looks like soos iemand wat by, you go from one cash loan to another cash loan to pay off another cash loan.
Yes.
It just feels like this at the moment.
Yeah.
So we are clearing now the 160 million.
Right.
We take up how much billion?
2.6.
2.6 billion.
And remember, 400 million has to go to Challenge Air. which Transnamib and
No, 161 million needs to go to
160
Challenge Air.
Challenge Air.
Yeah, so we're paying the 161 million.
Yeah.
Nee.
We're getting 2.6 billion. So we're using the rest to now pepple up Transnamib. Transnamib has been bailed out before.
Yeah,
Even
come on.
Namibia, a lot
Come
of times.
on. How many
Bailouts, it's just one bailout after the next.
how many SOEs have been bailed out over the
Exactly.
years?
And then it's all that happens is that there's just a new change of directorship.
yeah.
And they'll just stay another year or two,
Yeah.
get their fat money, and then they leave.
And then
Where
they leave.
does the buck stop here, Neville? Where does the responsibility lie? Or is it just that, oops, okay, let me just resign and leave now, and everything just will go silent afterwards? Where does the buck stop? Who needs to go to jail here?
And look, that for Challenge A is coming from 1998.
It comes
From 1998 till now.
that's well over 22, 23 years.
Ja, ons das nog niet gebetaald nie. And guess who's representing Challenge A?
Oh, Caesar Namanje.
Die man
Yes.
heeft zijn geld.
Ja,
And
nee.
the books are not open. Don't play. So, it's a groot probleem.
The groot probleem.
I think Transnamib will be liquidated in the next 2 years. This is just like
It's a good point, Mitch. I'm just wondering now. This 2.6 billion dollars that that Transnamib gets now to as a bailout. Perhaps this 2.6 billion will probably take them, if the money is applied correctly, it will probably take us into Vision 2030. So I don't know what they will be doing with the 2.6 billion. I didn't read the article per se, but it is. And I see Leon Jooste also in one of the dailies speak about Meatco in the same breath, where he says outgoing public enterprise minister Leon Jooste, whose term as cabinet minister ended yesterday, has issued a warning about the state of affairs at the country's top beef company Meatco, saying it is in huge trouble. However, yesterday he was quick to rule out the possibility that the meat processor and marketer could face liquidation, saying the institution is of strategic value. I will not lie to you, quotes Leon, but Meatco is in huge trouble. Meatco is very challenging, is a very challenging and complicated institution. The company operates in a very complicated sector, said Jooste in an exclusive interview with New Era, just hours before the presidency announced his resignation. Meatco is unique. Remember, government doesn't own Meatco. It is owned by producers. Meatco is an entirely different animal. There are challenges, but we have a very good idea of what is to be done to take the corporation forward. Now, if we knew what to be done to take the corporation forward, why are we in trouble? That is what I don't understand. All parastatals are in trouble. Let's see who's in trouble. The NBC is in trouble.
Yes.
The NBC is getting bailed out every time. Okay?
deep.
Air Namibia, we know where we are with Air Namibia. Transnamib, we know where we are with Transnamib.
Is it NS5 or what? Our student.
NS5. We can name them. One by one.
Are you looking for the solution?
Look, and
Privatize.
Privatize.
That's it. That's all. That's all
Privatize.
that we have to do.
Privatize.
Privatize. The moment you privatize, you have got a total different business approach.
We were saying again yesterday. I was driving with my kids from school, and we had this debate in the car, and we were saying again. And funny enough, they even brought this up themselves, where they say, "Daddy," and we were talking about the housing issue because they were seeing the kids making wood very close to Elisenheim, and say, you know what, these people are staying in shacks up the road. Say, but Daddy, why don't people have houses?
Yes.
We've been independent for 32 years. Why don't people have houses?
And I do believe it was in one of the dailies this morning that said that since independence, that would be, 32 years, only 90,000 houses have been built.
Namibia's housing crisis is one of epic proportions, compounded by challenges ranging from slow land delivery, high land prices, and over-regulation of statutory processes. Hear this. Official statistics indicate that over 400,000 Namibians are currently living in more than 140,000 shacks across Namibia's 113 informal settlements.
Unbelievable. 100,000 people
100,000 people
are living in?
are living in 140,000 shacks. Kambachus.
Let me get the calculator.
Kaya. Huh? From exorbitant material costs, a discriminatory banking funding regime, high household indebtedness, and inflated house prices, the country's 300,000 housing backlog.
That means 2.8 people per shack.
Yeah, per
3
shack.
people. Make 3 people.
Yeah, 3 people per shack. Continues to be a thorn in the flesh of citizens who want to own a home. Hey! Hey! It's, you know what? And we were talking about this the other day. The housing crisis that we are experiencing in Namibia was avoidable from day one.
Yes.
It was avoidable.
What does an average small house cost, do you think?
Let's take a development like, let's say, Osona.
Right. What does a house in Osona?
A 2-bedroom house in Osona will cost you roughly $500,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
500,000.
Yeah,
500,000.
Yeah, 2-bedroom. I think.
5 plus.
Yeah.
Because like the 3-bedroom one is like 7.
Yeah.
7 plus.
Yeah. Between 6 and 700,000.
Between 6 and 700,000. Make it 700,000. There we go. If we would use the 2.6 billion that we are borrowing from the Development Bank of Namibia and the Development Bank of South Africa,
Shut up, Jay.
instead of us
Shut up.
giving that to Transnamib, we'll be able to build 3,714 houses at 700,000 rand a shot.
Hoeveel?
3,714.
Ons kan 3,000 huise bou.
Ja, 700.
740.
At 700,000 each.
What option would you opt? Waar zou je willen die geld moeten gaan hebben?
Guys, you know what? It's
Cricket. I never understood what was the problem. What is the problem for us not for our houses being so expensive, land being so expensive, or our people not getting land? What is the problem?
the problem is, and I will not accuse anybody in particular, okay? But we know, okay, any man, woman who's been a mayor of a town, a CEO of a municipality, these guys who are part of land distribution, etc., at municipalities, etc., town councils, we know how these guys got rich. And look at the lifestyle. We need to do a lifestyle audit of every mayor, every CEO of a municipality.
Yes.
And see
Yes.
over the years,
What did they get?
what did they get?
For what did they do?
And for what did they do? Land has been stolen and stalled by municipalities for the longest time. And we know what has happened. We just don't have proof.
Yes.
Okay.
Did we have that incident in Riobot
Ne?
with that one woman allocating land or houses and stuff just basically to
Tot
certain people and
een
not
groot oop.
I'd say.
These things have been happening.
Yes.
Okay. So the land issue could have been sorted out since they won independence. But people, and you want to, and again, I'm not a torchbearer of a job amupanda. Okay? But I say if there's one thing that I definitely did agree with them was with the establishment of the AR. That symbolic position that they took on that mountain at Kleine Cooper say, luister hierso, ons is moeg. Okay? We don't have land. People don't have homes. People don't have houses, etc., etc. Symbolically, they were standing there and they said, we are taking ownership of this piece of land because government is not doing anything to speed up the housing process for Namibians.
Yes.
And I think
And that's wrong.
Yeah, before that, the youth of Namibians were not really focused about what's happening. Really, in the shift to like the movement of us owning land, and it became a real thing, and people started thinking about it, and they're like concerned now, like.
We cannot think, and what you're saying is correct. We cannot think, and Namibians, please get me, this is just my personal opinion. We cannot think of agricultural land if we don't have residential land.
As a belief.
We cannot think about owning a farm if we don't
Yes.
even have a 300 square meter to build a house. Okay?
But
so that
got
is an issue that first needs to be solved.
If I'm not mistaken, I can just go and recheck it. But I think for on every square kilometer of Namibia, there's something like 2.3 Namibian citizens, residents.
Nee.
So on every square kilometer, we've got so much land that there are only 2 people on every square kilometer that the country has to offer.
And
What the hell? Daar is land, Neville. There is only land. Neville, we can go outside here and go and stand there in the road and just have a look over Windhoek and we'll just see land. There's just land, enough land.
go look at these YouTubers from America, from Australia. They come through here, and they check at the desert and what. And the first thing when you
Wide
click
open
play,
spaces.
the most emptiest country in the world.
Yes.
Right yet, man.
You absolutely, and we have a housing problem.
How?
What the hell? What the hell is going on with our government? It's 32 years, Neville. It's 32 years. Let's think about the people that fought for this freedom, who laid down their lives. Imagine they were now alive and said, what? I went to war and now this? I went to war for this country and now we have a housing problem.
So
We've got an aircraft problem. We've got a train problem. We've got a housing problem. We've got a health problem. We've got an education problem. Who needs to be
Can't we at
going
least
to
sort
jail
out
here?
one?
Who needs to go to jail for not doing their work?
So we can't even sort out one of those. Like really? So do we
It's
really have a
such
housing
sad
problem or a
Thursday.
corruption problem?
It's such a sad Thursday.
Cleaning Glovu says, fact, but managing of it is somewhat in question. I recall private players wanting lobbying to manage that portfolio. Transnamib and NBC will close soon, says Teshon. DC Amaruru says, sal Namibia ooit hulle skuld klaar betaal. Eendag is eendag wat ons sal uitgeskop word in die land. So ons word uit ons eie land uitgeskop. Leon Keisep sê, laat Leon terugkom huis toe. Ons mis hom in Grootfontein. Oupa Justus se building staan leeg, sê Jürgen Keisep. Moasi Bolle says, Justus' job to liquidate Air Namibia is done. That ministry was established to privatize both Air Namibia and Transnamib. Esther said, good, you are guarding the buildings. Good citizen, Leon owe you. Coffee loves Zelly and Shines loves Vanessa.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Tangeni, what the captain said, Coffee, what's Transnamib's strategic plan? Are we really just going to keep bailing out SOEs in order to finance shortfalls in operational expenses? Ek sien julle almal nga, môre sien julle. Môre julle. Oh, okay. Ek sien julle almal is nga. Julle is almal nga. Môre julle. Môre Sylvia. Mutumba says, Leon had to save his reputation. he was leading a ministry that was going to be blamed for all the rot at the SOEs. I feel he was also being frustrated because the CEO are appointed by cabinet and not by him and the line ministers. Yo! Shora says, Moro met 3 Cheetahs, top fans, MMC hope. No, you're not too late, Shora. Ons is hierso, my broer. Ons is hierso. Shora, are you a man or a woman, Uka? Sorry, laat ek sê my broer. Okay. Jurgen say, extremely owes me and it's a debt he can easily pay off. He must come give me one. Esther said, look at the 3 of you. Why can't you 3 buy Transnami? You have money. Waar het ek geld? Coffee, you... Hey!
We have the money.
Never, your party has all the money. Coffee, IPC has money, I think. Okay? Mitch's LPM has future money. Mutumba, if they can build... Mutumba says, if they can build proper railway lines that could cover the entire country, they could make money. Send me Buru... I agree with Kaufi. Privatize, says Sylvia Wakumba. Make all these entities private, says Mutatio Carstens. Jurgen sê, iewers daar by die groot winkels, ek wil mos die stompie rak loop met my Maria. Let it stay between you and Mitch, whatever it is that you are planning with each other. Moao says, they will only come up with this after Transnamib has been liquidated and a new railway is privatized because there is more benefits to reap for key individuals once it's been privatized. Nou kan ek officially praat oor groot winkels, sê Jurgen. Midco issue has been coming for a while now. Why are comrades appointed to chair boards? The lady at Midco isn't doing enough with all her business knowledge, say Mutumba. Kini says, guys, do we understand the role of government state enterprises in the context of private entities and the communities at large? What was the initial intent and their purpose strategy? Failure to understand that will not give you the understanding of how those that have failed these entities have really betrayed the vision so envisaged, then whether purposefully done or not. Who owns Osona? Ekeni. I know some of the guys who are building there, but I don't know who's the owner of the project.
Osona is a land van 1O en hy het units verkoop waar die ons flats bou en huise verkoop aan mense of uit hier. So it's basically like is it Omea, né?
Yeah, it's a smaller LSM version of Omea or Leasenheim, etc.
So as your property, what we call
English. English.
So if you are somebody that's into real estate, and you can actually buy land there and build your units like a flat and sell it off.
Yeah.
Just like so, it's not like one guy owns all that stuff.
Mutumba says the housing crisis is there, so people make bank from it. If the government was to make it possible for all Namibians to get houses, you kill the oligarchs. There we go. That's the name again. Who make crazy money from the housing crisis. Yep. Coffee had to whistle the song Freedom Fight, we have won. You guys are mad. It's not me, Estomish, as hierdie Duitser. Yeah. DC Amaruru say, get the statistics of the houses that were built after independence up to date. You will be shocked. Yes, it's 90,000 houses that we built since independence. From what I've heard, it's a South African white business guy. Okay, say Natalie. The problem with housing in Namibia is controlled by a few business people who deliberately constrict supply in order to push up the housing market. There you go. Money hungry people. Every time SOEs killed off, people are standing in line to eat from that, says Mutumba. Cement, sand, water and land we have. Why are houses expensive? Fra Jurgen Gesep. Mutumba says, hey, los verswapo 8. To stop beating the agricultural is the future talk, but rather focus on housing. Also true. Tangeni with the capital, Maria Sabra Amushe transition from Forex into politics by rocking a beret now. I am not taking this guy seriously, Tangeni. I don't.
Let's also not let's put this into perspective as well. 90,000 houses in 23 years. That's 3,900 houses a year. And that makes it 326 houses a month.
In the whole and the hele land. Die hele land.
326 houses a month.
Is
Is that good or bad?
Kak.
Can we build more than this?
We can. We can.
Never.
We have, sorry, net gewoon, Mitch. We have a population growth of between 3 and 4% per annum. That's our population growth.
We're currently building 15 houses a day.
In the whole of Namibia.
Yes.
Nee, man.
Near.
We are doing well. The ruling party.
We are supposed to be building 15 houses just in the Grootwinkels area.
Yeah.
15 houses per day at Osona. 15 houses per day in Keetmans. 15 houses per day in Oranjemund. 15 houses
We should
per
be building
day.
15 houses in each and every town.
Yes, per day.
Location in each and every town.
Yeah,
15 houses per location.
I'm going
in each
into
and
the
every.
builders market.
without Chinese labor.
Asseblief.
Why do you think the builders, the Poepkewitzes, who are the other building material people companies doing so well?
Penny pinches and goed.
Wie?
Penny pinchers. Is it
Penny
penny
pinchers?
pinchers? It's
Penny
penny
pinchers.
pinchers.
Penny pinches and penny pinches. Ik ken niet, er was een shop van die was.
ja, nee.
Maybe you pinched your Mavutu's penny
Yeah.
pinchers.
Penny pinches.
Moao say they actually orchestrated with the bailouts. Just imagine the power those individuals will have if Namibia had a dry port that connects the southern African countries to Central African countries. Very good point, Moao. Very good point. Maxwell said there's so much open land in Namibia that the whole of Nigeria and India can move to Namibia and there will still be lots and lots of open land left. Shut up. Shut up.
Die man, ik ken
Shut
We
up.
don't want the Nigerians because
Indian.
they will destroy your soccer stadium.
Yeah.
If they lose against Ghana, they will destroy your soccer stadium.
Maxwell, hierdie man na Ritwapi bly doodstil.
Rest, Bavoy.
Ja,
Rest.
Slalapans. As Tommy said, Mavutu's problems too, Coffee. Don't forget
No,
Mavutu's
our
need houses.
Mavutus are very important
They
people.
need houses too.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too early to drink, Teshon. Yeah. Mutumba says, did you guys hear even the sugar? We need to talk about sugar.
Sugar is a big topic
Yeah.
I
today.
just have
Yeah.
one thing to say before we move on to the sugar thing.
Sugar thing.
Sugar.
Yeah.
So, but never. How much is is an installment for a house normally? Like a 2-bedroom house.
It's about 1% of the say 1% of no 10% of the value of your house. Go 1 or 10%. Let's say if your house is worth 1.5 million, then your premium per month is roughly 15,000. Is that 1% or it's 1%?
1%.
It's 1%. Yeah.
15,000.
Yes.
So that would mean a house around Pioneers Park and so on. So let's say a house then or Chumise and all that. A house is around 800 to 800 and so on.
Yeah.
Like
so your premium will
800,000?
be $7,000 to $8,000.
8,000. So how come do we have people still living with their parents? They're 45 years, they're 30 something.
Because
and
the new-
they cannot. They're paying.
Mitch, the new generation,
I'm paying $8,000
the new generation can't take the bull by the horns.
for a 2-bedroom place. I'm paying $8,000.
That's why the
Okay.
parents need to
Why
kick out
can't-
their kids
Kom ek
after they've educated them.
Kom ek sê jou so, Mitch. And this boils down to exactly what I am experiencing at the moment. Okay? My sons, my 2 eldest sons, they are in their last year of study, and the one finishes this year and the other one finishes next year. Okay? They are respectively 24 and 25 years old.
Right.
I still have 2 smaller ones. These guys, once they study, they need to get into the job market. Okay? They cannot work for anything less than probably have a net income of 20,000 per month.
Right.
Kom ek
So
sê
that is
so.
net. They need to get
Net.
that out.
Yeah,
So they would need to earn between 35 and 40,000
Yeah.
to be able to get 20 out.
to get 20 out. So, hy kry 20 uit. He needs to buy a house in Ochomuise.
Right.
700,000. 7,000.
So we now left with 13,000.
There's 13,000 left.
We need a car because we need
We
to
need
get
a
to
car.
work.
Okay.
So your car is going to cost you 5,000.
Okay.
So we are now at 8,000 left.
Daar's nou 8,000 wat oor is. Nee?
Heeltemal reg.
Okay. And he's got a girlfriend.
Ooh, expensive one.
Nee.
Maar voeto
Jy
expensive.
het nog
Maar
eens die
goed,
petrol genoem.
jy het nog nie petrol
So
gegooi nie.
Die girlfriend kom
Jy het
voor
nog nie eens
petrol.
geëet nie.
Nog nie geëet nie. Nee. So, just hear,
En dis
just hear us
8,000
out.
wat oor is.
Exactly.
Just hear us out.
Yes.
You just hear us out, Mitch. Food. Jy wil jou dop koop, you need to have a little bit of quality of life. You want to travel now and then you want to go to Keetmans
Yes.
or to Tsumeb or whatever.
Yes.
How much money do you have left?
So I'll give you an example. So let's say with the house paid, with the car paid, let's say he's left with 8,000 bucks.
Yeah.
Now he still needs to buy electricity, water, food. But if he's got 8,000 bucks left, he's budgeted on 258 Namibia dollars per day.
Yes.
That's $200 a day. And he still has not bought food. He still hasn't bought electricity.
I live currently, and I've checked my spending, and I'm not talking about extravagant spending. My family we are 6 in our home. We live on a budget of about $500 to $600 per day. That is what we live on.
Believe me, that's not a lot.
That's not a lot.
That's not a lot.
Kofi, before you came on the show, Cubase and Maria would give me shit because my monthly groceries is around $14,000-15,000 per month.
Right.
And they would say, "Hey,
Jaylee.
wat eet julle by die huis?" I swear to you, there's nothing extravagantly that we are buying or spending groceries on. It's just, hello, Saker. Let's quickly read this issue about sugar.
Now hear this.
Sugar price increases leaves bitter taste as local packers are forced to outsource outside SACU. Namibian white sugar prices are set to increase by 20% from the 7th of April 2022, thereby adding more pressure on consumers already faced with rising food prices. According to the Namibia Agricultural Trade Forum, the increase is unavoidable due to the unavailability of refined sugar in the SACU region, a customs union, coupled with high tariffs in place from global suppliers. In a statement, NATF Chairman Ian Collett explained that Namibian sugar packers are faced with extreme difficulties in obtaining sufficient white sugar from SACU suppliers. Traditionally, Namibia, along with Botswana and Lesotho, who are all net importers of sugar, have always been able to import sufficient quantities of white and brown sugar from Eswatini, that's now the former Swaziland.
Yes.
Eswatini and in particular South Africa. However, in recent years, supply from these two sugar-producing countries has not only become more costly, but also started to lessen each year from December to March when the annual sugar production season ends. Hello. And it's not just sugar we are talking about.
No, we had fuel price increase. Now we've got sugar increase.
Koffie.
We've had a terrible economy. We've had fish rot in Namibia, Transnamib.
Ek gooi deesdae nê. As staan ek by die service station. Ek gooi $500 se fuel in my car. That $500 of fuel would give me a range of 500 kilometers.
Okay.
That's what it would give me.
Right.
I can drive for 500 kilometers on $500 of fuel. If I throw in $500 now, my meters tells me you got a range of around 350 kilometers that I can drive. So I can only drive a shorter distance now
Yes.
with
Neville-
more money.
Neville, I have the luxury of having a double cab bucky.
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate of
Yeah.
that. Okay. So in the past, if the tank was empty and I'd fill it up, it would go between 800 and 900 Namibia dollars.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Now, it's
1200.
1,200.
That's it.
And this happened like in one day. In one day.
Je moet nog gewoon raak voor dat. You have to, it's like you have to plan for it.
Yeah, but the poor taxi drivers, they can't increase their tariffs. They are under the regulation of the Taxi Association.
Oh, yeah,
And then
yeah,
all
yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of stuff. Come on, where's it going to end? It's going to end up in, what do you call it, anarchy. Mense gaan dinge beginne stukkend gooi.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, shouldn't we also demand a higher salary if this thing
Demand
yeah,
Demand.
in this
like-
economy.
Like
they
how?
do it. Can we just say like?
You mean like go on strike or something?
My living standards.
The companies would
Why
love
isn't-
you to go
why
on strike
can't-
so they can get rid of you.
Why can we not balance stuff out? We want
Mitch.
people to suffer, really.
Mitch, let me tell you. I think if companies and COVID hit companies so bad, I can think about and it's well documented that even with us here at Trustco, it's been well documented because we are a public company. We've retrenched people. I think during the COVID period, we've retrenched people, and we're not the only company who've retrenched people.
No,
And we
Yeah, a lot of
and
companies,
Trustco did not retrench people because what ons is 'n bietjie bored vandag.
yeah, let's just retrench people.
Kom ons retrench people. That's not the premise of any company. Althover and List have retrenched people.
Right.
There are so many companies who've retrenched people who
Neville, there are companies that have closed down.
closed down.
Closed down.
Closed
Matu,
down.
plek af.
Closed. We
That's the worst of the worst.
It's the worst of the worst. There are companies who've cut salaries with 50%. 50%. And what could you do? What can you do? You know what? You take what the company gives you.
I remember one of the guys, that time I was still staying in Osona. So one of the guys were told that their salary will be cut to 60%. And plus they had to still work the full hours. And
Yes.
if they don't want that, they can just go.
Cheap.
En hulle sal nie die pension en al die goede uitgebetaal word nie.
Cheap.
And their pension is like, I don't know how it's set up, but if you leave the company, if you are the one quitting, if you're the one saying that you're not going to work, that means that you're forfeiting your pension. So they pushed these people to just getting 40% of their whole salary and like, oh, sure, if you want to resign, just resign.
Cheap as you will.
And what do you do in that instance? The normal or the logical choice will be, geez, I'll work on that 40%.
Shall we talk about job creation? I don't think in Namibia it's at this particular point in time. I think if we talk about the concept job creation, I think that whole thing is just off the table at the moment. Look, we need to address job creation so that people can afford to build their houses,
Yeah.
to be able to live
Yeah.
the way that Neville has just described. You know, so we put our students through universities. We pay exorbitant amounts for education, just for these poor guys to men and women, of course, to come out of those establishments to not be able to get a job. Fully qualified.
Fully qualified.
Qualified financial people, fully qualified, I guess, medical people, fully qualified lawyers, you name it. And they come out, they've studied, and now there's no work.
Such an embarrassing reality, like what happened to Makalani Sugar or its rebranding,
Mama Sugar.
says Moao Shiboli.
Mama.
Siboli. Floren Hansen says, die tyd wat ek groot raak in Dollam, toe het Nans huis besoeke gehad om people spiritual te support en ook medical problems te solve en ook te help te tel hoeveel mense woon in die huis. Hulle het gesorg dat ouerige persone 'n nuwe huis kry. Hulle het hygiene gesorg want TB was groot probleem. Schools was good, not much fees to pay, and free stationers, even food later from Red Cross. I remember there was school buses as well. Things were getting better in education system and basic living. Hey! Nogal until SWAPO government took over. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Floren Hansen. Sibendereke Vingwala. 9:30, where is the fuel briefing? Oh, is there a fuel briefing? Oh, yeah. I know there's a fuel briefing. That's where Shines went to. Shines went to
Right.
fuel
you
briefing.
can actually watch it on Informanté. You can just it's on now. It's live.
Okay.
So you can go watch it right after the show. I think.
Yeah.
They're starting now.
Yeah.
So asseblief Trini.
Yeah, very interesting. Normal good, you can get all details from Shora Kawenji, bureaucracy guys. Jy kan 20,000 blok kwala, maar jy sal nie qualify nie. Okay, I don't know what that is about.
Kwala is paid.
Gola.
Yeah.
Gola, wat's
Yeah.
a kwala?
He
It's
said
gola.
They will gola.
That's gola, man. Emilia Magoja says, life is expensive, Mitch. That's why we live at our parents' homes. Anyway, at whose parents' house do you want us to stay at? No, my good. You can get, okay, there's private conversation there. You forgot to mention insurance. We're net for Chantel de Toy. We're for Chantel. Daar is nog 'n ander reality, Chantel. Thank you for mentioning that. Insurance, healthcare, pension fund. This is truly Namibian, gentlemen. What is truly Namibian? Let's just get the sugar from Angola. Wat gaan toch met ons aan? What did Angola did to us that GRN is not revealing? Tangeni with the capital. Jürgen Geisep says, why do we have a Minister of Agriculture? Change it to Ministry of Professional Importers.
Yes. Change it to Ministry of Professional Importers or do away with that, man. Yes.
Mitchell Mutumba sal nou net kwaad wees.
Jürgen is right. The Ministry of Professional Importers.
Jürgen,
That's it.
shut up.
I'm with you.
Mitchell like
You know what?
Madeline.
You know what? Yo. You know, if somebody makes a statement like that, you are so flattened because Jürgen just brought the truth out of what we. Because you know what? We importing everything. We are not producing enough in Namibia. En dit is 'n bietjie wat 'n probleem is. Die mense wat so my maak kom moet suiker en net koffie soek, moet moet suiker saambring, sê Natalie. Moao says, I don't know, I just remember we used to dance on the truck with the stage and win sugar at Soweto Market. Hey. Floren Hansen say, understood for many years in Damara tradition after having 21st key party which comes with wise words, principles, then it's time to move out from parents' house. Also once living at parents' house due to problems. Yeah, ons het maar almal. There was a time I moved out of my mother's house en toe druk die lewe my, toe moet ek teruggaan. So we all back and forth. And I don't want my children to go through that, but I don't know how unavoidable that is. I'm amazed that all these green schemes falling apart. We couldn't set up a sugarcane plantation since independence and put it under irrigation to produce 100% Namibian sugar. So Marathon Sugar. What happened to Marathon Sugar? I know and it was a Caprivian who did that Marathon Sugar advert. Powerful and strong, Marathon Sugar. Sweet, cold and brown, Marathon Sugar. There's no sugar like Marathon Sugar. There's no sugar like Marathon Sugar. So Marathon Sugar is the packaging, not the sugar inside. So much for buy Namibian, support local branding. DCA Maruru says, imagine if your fuel 590, you will get 34 liters only. That's how tough life has become. Dante Lovu says, government's responsibility is to create a conducive environment and ease for Namibian entrepreneurs to build business and create employment. The more government does, the more it spends. The higher taxes must go. the undercuts incentives for private entrepreneurs to invent, innovate, produce, and exchange goods. That means fewer jobs and opportunities to advance in life. Mutumba says, the problem we have in Namibia is because most companies are just franchises. Yeah.
Kom ek
Yeah.
gee gou hierdie Informanté live se comments. Rainer Bokart sê, but there is no corruption in our country.
That is what Pohampa said. There is
There's no way. I can't see
there
it.
was a corruption in Namibia,
Yes.
I would have done something about it.
There's
But
also,
I could not
there's a-
see the
Kaloy Buchter van Lutred sê, Neville, your daughter is very smart. Viva. This is also so 3 comments.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Food bank must do its job. Does the food bank even exist? Education is transport. Education and transport must work together. Pupils is walking many kilos every day, hungry and tired. Very much so, Floren Hansen. Dante Ilovo. Het was ook nie Ilovo stroopgoede nie. Don't we have a syrup that's called Ilovo?
Yes.
Nee?
Ilovo.
Yeah, Ilovo.
Syrup.
Syrup, yeah.
Neville, since we have a lot of Kama sweet girls in Namibia, sweet girlfriends, they must get to work now. Ons
Nee.
moet daai seker in kry.
Ons moet seker
Ja,
inkry.
hulle moet Kama die soetste goed op aarde.
Maybe this sugar price hike will push us not to use so much sugar in our tea.
No,
Julle namas met
there's
geel tee.
sugar in everything. There's sugar in everything.
Like what, coffee?
Aye.
What? We can do without sugar.
We cannot do without sugar.
Daar's brandewyn en suiker in brandewyn.
There's-
Daai
there's-
seker in brandewyn, reg?
Yeah.
In bier daai seker.
Guys, just think about it.
No, there's sugar in everything. There's
What
sugar.
does not have
there's,
sugar?
There's sugar in bread.
Jy gee mos Coke at mos 0 Coke 0
Kak,
at
man.
nie seker nie.
Ah, that's a lie.
I remember one reporter just losing it at that Coca-Cola representatives, like showing them like, you're saying it's Coke Zero and what, and it's these people that you can hear activists, yeah. So jy sê Coke Zero het seker. Hou tog op net.
There's sweetness in there that comes from sugar. That's why
Okay, so wat
that's
kan
why I
julle
don't
doen?
drink. That's why I don't
There
drink
was
Coke.
no sugar in Norma Guth's cake cook yesterday.
Luister, Norma Guth se koek was soet.
Daar's baie Mavutu koeke wat soet is.
Koffie? Kom
Just
ons
because
play.
they're Mavutus doesn't mean they can't bake cook.
Dit sê die koffie. Koffie.
Luister, wil jy nie nou toe met toe ry nie?
Ry maar net.
We must make a song. We must record a song about Mavutu cook. Maar so lekker namastap. It's van Mitch se organ. We must forget the organ.
Hoor vir koffie. I visited the doctor today and he said my sugar was too high. So I came home and moved it to a lower shelf. Yo, pluks. Koffie, kan ons die weer kry
The
asseblief?
weather.
I mean,
Well done,
I need to
Neville.
be applauded for it.
Well done, congratulations.
Wat
Say,
die way hoe koffie
Neville
net
is
bly raak,
top
nee, as
cheetah
jy
of
so
the
sê.
week.
That's it. That's it.
Okay, so the weather for today. The interior in Namibia sunny and hot. In the southwest and the extreme west, elsewhere partly cloudy and warm to hot, but mild over the central high grounds. With a few isolated thundershowers, but scattered thundershowers in the Kavango and Ohangwena regions, and also over the southeast in places. Then the coast, partly cloudy and cool to mild with fog patches this morning. The wind moderate northwesterly to southwesterly, but fresh southerly in the south. Maximum temperatures for today. Tsumeb, 28. Windhoek, 25. Walvis Bay, 26. And then also Swakopmund, 24. Katima Mulilo, 29 today, with Omusia, 32. Ondangwa, 33. Oshakati, 31. Archivarongo, 27. Riobot, 26. And then going to Keetmanshoop, 32. With Aus and with Beitepos and Gubabis at 29 degrees. Maximums for the day. That was your weather. Kriek, kriek.
Dankie,
Kriek, kriek.
Lester, I just see something here on my WhatsApp now. The Ministry of Mines and Energy has announced an increase in petrol price
Again.
from $1.95 and what diesel to what $2.95 effective from the 6th of April. Ons kak verder af.
Look, if everybody increases their prices, then the only thing that you can do is increase whatever you're doing, increase your prices. So everybody just increases prices.
Oh, like you know, Neville, when you get paid, ne, and you see your salary just moving in one day, and then you still have to deal with how you have to sustain yourself until the next end of the month just to suffer the same fate. That's why I asked, why can't we get like
Excuse me,
when the
you're still
company-
there.
Yeah, why? Never we have
still
to
there.
balance it. So now I have to charge people accordingly. Like, let me say on my comedy, like because I know,
Exactly.
yeah. Now I have to tell people, oil and gas is how much, and you know. Now I have to start putting that into my contracts.
And your
Like,
mic.
I have to start putting that in my contracts, and these people would tell you, yeah, lost money. It's just tough. Ons word gewurg hierso, Neville. It's tough. This is like dating a Zimbabwean side chick.
Oi, oi, oi. Unbelievable. Very professional.
Oh my goodness.
Mutumba says we must protest like in Spain because of the fuel prices. You know what, Mutumba? I think as Namibians we've always been in a very fortunate position that I remember even Northern Sudan. The ruler of Northern Sudan was overthrown. He's been in power for well over 30 years. He was overthrown. Why? Because of the price of bread. And we sit here in Namibia and we don't understand how can a country be overthrown because of sugar or bread or the fuel price. Now we start feeling it.
Yes.
Now we understand why people are protesting.
Yes.
Somebody's
Somebody's getting rich.
getting rich.
Yeah.
Ilovo is the biggest sugar producer in Africa. It operates in 6 countries: South Africa, Eswatini, Mozambique, Malawi, Tanzania, Zambia. Ja, Muhau, ja, sê dit baie soetkoek. Baie. Ons het dit vir soetkoek opgeëet. Ja. If it was safe, we could walk to work and back. Not just safe, but if, you know what, if I stayed in a town like Swakopmund,
Yeah.
I would easily walk wherever I need
Or
to
have
go.
a bike, ne?
Yeah, or have a bicycle.
I'm dumping my girlfriend. About this
Too expensive to have a girlfriend.
No, it's expensive.
It's
It's
expensive.
very expensive to have a girlfriend.
No. It's
And then we-
expensive to have a mavutu.
Mavutu. And then we go under lockdown and hulle eet baie daai tyd, Neville.
Whichever woman it is, you're going to end up paying.
And then we still have this fear of going under lockdown and jy weet hy is kasali, jy hoor net goed en jy aan
You know what? My personal car. My personal car, which is a Chrysler SRT V8, which is, you know what? I hardly drive that car.
Ja, nee, ek het jou wanneer het ek jou in daai kar gesien?
That car is parked. I drive it once or twice a month. And I don't really drive it to extraordinary places. Because of why? Because I put in $200 in that car. Dan ry ek my ma se huis toe. Dan kuier ek 'n bietjie daar, dan ry ek 'n Liesheim toe. Dan kom ek gou dat ek iets vergeet in Windhoek, dan kom ek terug. That's die $200 is done.
That's klaar.
Finish. Okotwa.
So girls, if you tell me, take me to an expensive place, I'll take you to the
Fuel station.
God,
Ja.
ons gaan daar.
Which is your favorite fuel station, by the way?
Ek is 'n Shell O.
Ek is ook 'n Shell O.
Ek go by one Shell.
Ja, ek is 'n Shell O. They colors.
And just how
Yeah.
presentable they are, man. And I try to keep up with their fuel because I worked with them before. So yeah, I can tell you a little bit about them.
Nee.
Yeah, I like their fuel, man. I like their fuel.
Waar doen hierdie man publicity hierso for his client?
Miskien kry ek 'n petrol kaart. Ek weet nie, hulle sal sê bietjie ons het gehoor.
Guys,
Ag nee.
we've come to the end of what a show we just had today.
Ag, ja.
Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in today once again. Tomorrow is a Friday. Yeah, it's shocking to hear that we're gonna have another fuel hike, and it's rather unfortunate that we.
My kop.
Ja,
Ek is ernstig nou concerned, Neville.
I woke up. I was awake by 2:00 this morning.
Worrying. What's the use of worrying?
Yes, that's easy. Ne? As everybody, if we had a switch off button,
Yes.
where we can just switch off, and tomorrow morning at 6:00 it's switched on again. Your batteries are rejuvenated. You are good to go. You don't think about nothing and nobody. And you know why? That's why a guy like Michael Jackson would just get into propofol. Say, inject this in my body and put me to sleep. I can't sleep. I just
How
can't
about
sleep.
having the button and you can pick a date you want to wake up? So if the petrol price is high, you pick a date where it will be down, and then you just. That would be nice. That would be nice, man. As you seen, there's a pandemic. She's saying it. 4 years from now.
And this is why Tangeni with the capital. Tangeni, we saw the vision of Job Amupanda. Job Amupanda had a vision of this. That's why he campaigned for the bicycle lanes around Windhoek. So we're going to have a little bit more. We're going to have more bicycles in town.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, thank you so much. Koffie, ons gaan jou mis.
Yes, you'll see me again on Monday.
Ons sien jou maandag met
Thank you so much. It
Jy
was
kom
a
ook
great show.
ek het amper gesê jy kom ook nie Vrydag nie. En ek môre is Vrydag.
Môre is
Môre is
Vrydag.
Vrydag.
Ja, môre is
Sien jy
Vrydag.
hierdie petrolpryse?
Ja. Guys and girls, enjoy the day en as jy 'n koek kry, eet.
Yeah.
Eet jou koek.
It's a feeling that me really can't explain. When me give it to her, me I maintain the pace. Till me see her that she wants slow down the pace. And when me see her, I know I'm gonna arrest her. And when me see her, I know I'm gonna stress her. Baby girl, come on, you don't need no blesser. Zanga man, be the man, me gonna give ya.
Loving is healer. Loving it, yeah.
And my girlfriend says she loves me, but she wants some more. And she's in love with the blazer. She got the blazer. She got the blazer for. My girlfriend says she loves me, but she wants some more. And she's in love with the blazer. She got the blazer. She got the blazer for. She got the blazer for.
My girlfriend says she loves me, but she wants some more.
She wants
She's
some
in love with the
more.
blesser. She got a blesser. She got a blesser for.
She got a blazer for. My girlfriend's got a side dude, so indirectly she's telling me to act cool. She likes diamonds, she likes jewels. I thought you love me as much as I love you. Money makes the world go round. I want to separate from the blessings from above. Money makes the world go round. I go around and around. She wants this, she
she was dead. If it ain't about money, she doesn't want another. She was this, she was dead. She seems to love a guy that seems to keep her pockets fit.